Hey again, and welcome to the Charlotte Content Marketing Podcast. My name is Andrew Rusnak, and I am the founder of Charlotte Content Marketing. In the last podcast, blog, video podcast, I said that we were going to try to come up with a new snazzier title, but unfortunately I've been busy. And so for now, it's still the Charlotte Content Marketing Podcast, but we are going to work on that. Today, what I want to talk about is not relying on research when doing marketing and specifically content marketing. Now, I know that may sound weird because you would think that research is like one of the most important, one of the most essential components to coming up with any kind of marketing strategy, let alone content marketing. And it is. So I just want to preface this by saying I'm not suggesting to not use research. Instead, what I want to focus on here is being careful with what you research or how you research and what statistics or facts you're citing when making marketing decisions. The reason that I say that, and I'm really going to try to be careful here because I don't want to get political, I don't want to get into social issues or anything like that, but in the past couple of years, particularly, there's been a huge firestorm about statistics and how statistics are compiled and whether facts are being spun in a certain way to make one side or the other of a debate look good or bad or whatever. But I'm 42 years old, and in the 42 years that I've been on this planet, I can tell you nothing has changed. And I'm sure if you're older and you're watching this, you can vouch for this, that people have been twisting statistics and using research and positioning it how, and spinning it how they want it to appear since the dawn of time. So that's nothing new. But I think what is new is how the internet allows studies and research and expert opinions to spread very easily. And also our shorter attention spans make it easier to just say, oh, okay, well, here's a number that's thrown out there on a website or something, or on social media, and it's easy to just run with it without checking into it further. Where if you do check into it further, you say, oh, okay, well, this came from, a government organization or an educational, an institute of higher learning, a college, university, whatever. So it's got to be solid. And maybe it is. I'm not at all trying to suggest that, there are concerted efforts out there to spread disinformation, misinformation. I know fake news has been the big buzzword over the past couple of years and stuff. That's not what I'm trying to get into. What I'm trying to say is that if you're going to base your business decisions and the decisions that are ultimately going to impact your customers, then you need to do your own research and verify your sources and verify that those sources have compiled the data that you're using legitimately. But also, something else to consider is anecdotal evidence. Okay? When you read a study and it cites facts, figures, numbers, all that kind of stuff. And maybe, it's completely scientifically sound, mathematically valid, and they had some statistician. I think I failed statistics in school. I don't think I was very good at that. I wasn't very good. I'm still not very good at math, period. But I think stats threw me for a loop. But, the research that you're looking at, it very well could be, completely valid, but it may not apply to you at all. Okay, so if you sell shoes and you're reading a study about retail in California and you're located in New York, and the study, took a look at, the habits of buying office supplies. Well, it doesn't matter what that study says necessarily. It doesn't apply to you or to your customers or their buying habits or to your geographical location. I mean, there are so many different variables in there. So you just have to be really careful about that and use anecdotal evidence. I mean, in marketing, our main goal is always to connect with the customer, to speak the language that the customer speaks. What is it that the customer is interested in? And then how can we position our products and services in a way that speaks to those needs and those interests and things like that? What are we doing that addresses what the customer cares about? And so you, as a business owner, you know your customers, you know your area, you know your market. And so, don't be afraid to use anecdotal evidence. If you see a trend in your area, in your industry, among your customers, then go with that. It doesn't matter what the research says, because the research very well may be valid, but it's not valid for you. And that's the important thing. So, I wanted to point that out because, I see so many statistics and studies and experts say, and according to sources, and stuff like that on a daily basis when I'm doing my own research, and I have to wade through, and make sure that what I'm reading and what I'm telling our clients and what I'm telling, people who come to me specifically for advice or guidance, what I'm telling them is accurate. Another thing that plays into this, if you're going to be citing statistics, Google and other search engines, and I think that this is going to become more of a thing as the generative search experience, SGE, from Google and Bard, or Bing and their implementation of ChatGPT into their AI search. What those search engines do is they take a look at the data that's on your website, and they can actually tell whether or not, using consensus amongst other sources, they can actually tell whether or not your data matches up with data that they see from other credible sources. And so if you're citing off-the-wall statistics that you got from somebody who pulled something out of thin air, or they spun it to make it work for them, that could actually end up hurting your online presence in search engine results and stuff. So, that's something else to consider is you're kind of guilty by association if you start doing that. And it can take a while to unravel something like that too, because if you've got blog posts that are citing outlandish figures and stuff like that you got from a source that's less than credible, then we have to go in and do a content audit, and we have to unravel what it is that's hurting your rank in the search engine results pages. And that can take a while, and it's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes, depending on how much content you already have on there and stuff. So those are just some things to think about, and I guess it's been on my mind because I've been doing a lot of research lately for a number of clients, and it really hit me the other day that I run into this issue quite a bit. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But if you run into issues with trying to do research for content on your own, or trying to sift through and figure out what's credible and what's not, and you just don't have the time to do it, get in touch with us at Charlotte Content Marketing. We'll be more than happy to talk about some solutions that we can put in place to take that pressure off of you and allow our experts to take care of that stuff for you. So you can give me a call directly. As always, I always give out my personal cell phone number so that when you call, you speak to me. All right. So, hey, if you just want to give me a call and chat, I'm always up for that too. So my number is 256-288 256-288-7511. Again, 256-288-7511. And you can also email me directly. I love to get email. So it's Andrew at charlottecontentmarketing.com. And of course, you can visit us at charlottecontentmarketing.com. You can also, we'd love to connect with you on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So, but thank you so much for tuning in, and just be careful out there, and watch out what you're reposting, because it could get you in trouble. But posting the right information, posting credible research that is done right, can definitely help. So keep an eye on that too. But thank you again for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.